Welcome students. So fifth session, learning objective. The students will understand the special relationship between the customer and the banker. Session outcomes, special relationship between the banker and customer. Obligation to honor the checks, obligation to maintain secrecy of accounts, right of general lien, right of shut up, garnish order, right of appropriation of payments, ಗ್ರಾಹಕನ ಹಣ ವಿನಿಯೋಗದ ಹಕ್ಕು, right to charge compound interest. Next one, right to charge incidental charges, law of limitation. So special relationship, sixth one, banker's right to appropriation of payments. If the customer has two or more current accounts in the bank and if he deposits his fund into his account, it is the duty of the customer to inform the banker to which account money deposited should be credited. If the customer does not intimate, then question arises before the banker as to which account the amount is to be credited. That is appropriation of money. ಅಂದರೆ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಸ್ಗೆ more than two ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಫಂಡ್ಸನ್ನು ಡಿಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವಾಗ he has to tell the banker to which account this amount should be credited. Otherwise, the banker will be put in problem. Banker will be put in problem or in the confusion. If the customer does not intimate, ಅಂದರೆ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಗೆ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ then the question arises before the banker to which account the amount is to be credited. So the question to banker is ಯಾವ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಗೆ ಈ ಡಿಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥ ಮನಿಯನ್ನು next right, banker's right to charge interest. So because the banker had given money to a customer, he is having every right to charge interest on loans and advances given as per the agreement between the customer and the banker. So that is called as banker's right to charge interest. So bankerಗೆ ಏನೋ ದುಡ್ಡು ಲೋನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನೋ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಗೆ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟನ್ನು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ಸ್ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್. ಬ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್, ಕಮಿಷನ್ for services rendered. So he is having every right to charge incidental charges or commission for the various type of services rendered. Say for example, the service may be either issuing of demand draft or transfer of money with the help of NEFT, etc. So he is having every right to charge some incidental charges or Next, ninth, law of limitation. Generally, debt becomes time-buried debt after 3 years from the due date. As per the law of limitation, creditors foregoes the right to recover amount from the debtor after the expiry of limitation. Law of limitation ಅಂದರೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಾರೋವರಿಗೆ once it is due for payment, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ 3 ವರ್ಷ ಡ್ಯೂ ಫಾರ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ 3 ವರ್ಷ ಮುಗಿದು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಆ ಡೇಟಿಂದ 3 ವರ್ಷ ಮುಗಿದು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಟೈಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾರಿಡ್ ಡೆಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ದ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್, the creditor foregoes the right to recover the amount from the debtor after the expiry of the period of limitation. ಈ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಮುಗಿದು ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ the creditor don't have a right to recover the amount from the debtor. According to the Indian Limitation Act 1963, debt becomes time varied if it is not repaid within 3 years from the date of contract or due. So, within 3 years from the date of due ಇಂದ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it will become time buried debt. Next one, in case of current account, the period of limitation does not begin until the demand for repayment is made by the customer and for the receipt of the deposit. ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಖಾತೆಯ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರಾಹಕನು ತನ್ನ ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಖಾತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಠೇವಣಿ ಮಾಡಿದ ಹಣವನ್ನು ವಾಪಸ್ ಪಡೆಯಲು ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುವ ತನಕ ಕಾಲಮಿತಿ ಅವಧಿಯು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭವಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಲಮಿತಿ ಅವಧಿಯು ಗ್ರಾಹಕ ತನ್ನ ಹಣ ಠೇವಣಿ ಇರಿಸಿದ ದಿನದಂದು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭವಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. In case of fixed deposit, the limitation period commences from the time deposit receipt is produced for payment. So, ಈ 3 years period ಯಾವಾಗಿಂದ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ that is commences from the time the deposit receipt is produced for. In case of loans, the law of limitation begins to run from date of loan. It means the banker can file a case against the debtor for recovery dues within 3 years from the date of loan sanctioned. In case of promissory note, bills of exchange, debentures, banker can file a suit in the court for recovery of dues from the debtor within 3 years from the date of default. ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಡೇಟ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸರಿ ನೋಟ್, ಬಿಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್, ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ದಿವಸ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಫಾರ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ 3 ವರ್ಷದೊಳಗಡೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಎ ಸೂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ರಿಕವರಿ ಆಫ್ ಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಡೆಟಾರ್ ವಿದಿನ್ 3 years ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಡೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್. ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ 3 years ಒಳಗಡೆ he has to file a suit for recovery of the. In case of mortgage, if the loan is sanctioned on a mortgage of a immovable property, the banker must file a suit within 12 years from the date of mortgage deed if the amount is payable in demand or 12 years from the date of default. In case of personal, if a banker desires to file a case against the debtor on accounts of default, in such cases the banker can file from the date of record or date of default. Date of default ಅಥವಾ date of record in the case ಅನ್ನು. MCQs. Number 1. The banker has an implied right to charge dash on loans and advances to customer. A. Fees, B. Service charge, C. Interest, D. None of the above. Interest. Number 2. Banker has the right to charge dash or incidental charges for services rendered to customer. 4 answers given are A. Commission, B. Interest, C. Both A and B, D. None of the above. Answer is A. Number 3. Debts become time buried after dash years from the due date. 4 answers given are A. 5 years, B. 7 years, C. 3 years, D. 2 years. Answer is C. 3. What is the effective year of Indian Limitation Act? 4 answers. A. 1965, B. 1973, C. 1983, D. 1963. So 1963.